Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into something every parent, and I mean every parent, knows all too well. Those sudden, huge storms of emotion that just seem to sweep over our kids. So yeah, let's get right into it. A guide to helping our little ones navigate those big feelings.
I mean, it's the question we've all asked ourselves, right? Probably in the middle of a full-blown meltdown. Why are these feelings so huge for such little people? You know, whether it's that intense frustration, that sudden anger, or just this overwhelming wave of sadness. These emotional tempests, they feel massive, not just for our kids, but for us too. It's truly a universal part of this whole parenting journey.
Okay, so the fancy term for what we're talking about here is emotional regulation. I know, it sounds a little bit clinical, a bit textbooky, right? But all it really means is the ability to understand what you're feeling and then, and this is the key part, manage how you respond. Super important to remember, this is not about squashing feelings down or pretending they don't exist. It's all about learning how to handle them in a healthy, constructive way.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the emotional learning curve, which is, a totally vital part of growing up.
And this is where we really need to kind of shift our perspective. This isn't some behavioral problem that needs to be fixed. No, not at all. It's a fundamental skill they're learning, just like learning to walk or talk. And we have to be honest, it's genuinely hard. Think about it. For kids, the world is just this constant stream of new experiences, and those experiences trigger intense emotions they've literally never felt before. Our job? It's to be their emotional guide, not their judge.
So, the big question is, where do we even begin? Well, the first tool in our parenting toolkit is actually surprisingly simple. It's just words. It all starts with giving our kids the vocabulary they need to make sense of that chaotic storm happening inside them.
And this leads to a really powerful idea. You can't tame what you can't name. Seriously, just the simple act of putting a label on a feeling, that's the first step toward getting a handle on it. It takes this big, scary, floaty feeling and makes it something real, something concrete that they can actually understand.
I mean, think about it for a second. Is a kid just angry, or are they annoyed because their Lego tower just crashed? Are they cross because their brother snatched their favorite toy? Or are they absolutely furious because something feels deeply unfair? Helping them find that more specific word gives both of you so much more to work with. It changes everything.
And this is so important. It's all about validating the feeling itself. It is 100% okay to feel angry or sad or completely overwhelmed. The message we want to send isn't stop feeling that. It's okay, you're feeling this, and that is totally normal. Now, let's figure out what we're going to do with that feeling.
Okay, so once we've named the feeling, what's next? The next step is to create a little bit of space, a pause, between the feeling and the reaction. And our second tool is perfect for this. It's all about introducing the power of a pause, and we do that through mindfulness.
Now, hold on. We are not talking about getting your 5-year-old to sit for an hour-long meditation session. Nope. For kids, mindfulness is really just the simple practice of paying attention to what's happening right now. And honestly, the research on this is so clear, even tiny, consistent moments of mindfulness can seriously lower stress and help them manage those big emotional spikes.
Here's a super practical example you can literally try today. When things are starting to escalate, you can just say, hey, let's take a quick breathing moment. And then you just guide them through it. A slow breath in for 3 and a gentle breath out for 3. Just doing that a few times can actually help reset their entire nervous system. It's amazing.
And hey, it doesn't have to be just breathing, right? You could try mindful coloring. You know, where they just focus on the colors and the feeling of the crayon on the paper. That can be incredibly calming. Or how about a quiet walk, where the only goal is to notice all the sounds you can hear? Even just putting on some calming music works. The goal is always the same, no matter what you choose. Create a simple, quiet pause.
All right, on to our third tool, and this one might just be the most powerful of all. You see, our kids have professional-grade observation skills. They are little scientists, and their primary subject of study? Yep, it's us.
It's one of those classic truths, isn't it? More than anything we say, our kids learn from what we do. They are constantly watching. They see how we handle our own frustration when we're stuck in traffic, how we deal with disappointment, how we manage our own anger. They see it all.
So, you guessed it, the most effective strategy is to model it ourselves. So, instead of just sighing loudly and slamming a drawer when you can't find your keys, you can actually say it out loud. Something like, I'm feeling really annoyed right now because I can't find my keys. You know what? I'm just going to take a deep breath to calm down.
What you're doing there is giving them a live, real-time demonstration of emotional regulation in action. It's huge.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a minute and talk about the why. Why does all of this matter so much? Well, it's all about building a resilient future for our kids. Look, teaching these skills, it's not just about surviving a tough afternoon tantrum. It is so much bigger than that. It's about the long-term benefits. When a child learns how to manage their big feelings, they're also learning not to act on impulses that could hurt them or someone else. They're developing the empathy that's the foundation for healthy, respectful relationships later in life. We're not just stopping tantrums here. We're literally building the foundation for emotionally intelligent adults.
And that brings us to the end. The big takeaway here is not to feel like you have to do everything all at once. Please don't. The key is just to start small. So I'll leave you with this one little thing to think about. What is one single emotion, maybe it's frustration or excitement or even disappointment, that you can help your child find the word for this week? Just that one small step, it can truly make all the difference. Thanks for joining me.